in the Western Conference Finals. CP3 and Devin Booker go for 71 points combined. Let's take a listen to Chris after the game.
I knew what we'd be capable of because I know Book and I know how he competes and the energy that he plays with. It's just dope to see everything that's come together since, you know, the trade happened. The day after I got traded, we was in the gym working together. And I think that says a lot about why we are where we are right now.
I think the whole team needs to walk out the arena with a head up. It is what it is, you know. So sometimes you need to accept the loss. Sometimes someone can beat you, but accept it and try to be better. You know, don't try to think about that much. You know, you cannot change it.
Nick, who does the Suns sweep of Denver say the most about?
Chris Paul, and I think that maybe folks will hopefully during this playoff run start to appreciate two guys more. One current, one former. And that is Chris Paul and Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, because he is just the modern version of that player who, up until Steph walked into the league, was the greatest little guy in league history. And the reason they are one and the same is not just because they're ultimate leaders, not just because they contribute so much to winning, but because they always have this available to them. And by this, I mean the 35-point explosion. They just don't go to it often because it typically is not the best way for their team to win. If you ever go through Isaiah Thomas's basketball reference page, his playoff game log, what you'll see is a lot of 19 points, 11 assists, 21 points, 12 assists, and then boom, 37 points. Like, wow, what happened there? It's like, oh, it was an elimination game. He knew his team had to have it, so he went to it. And Chris Paul went to that place last night for his most points he's scored in 3 years. When he's always able to go to that place, it's just not the best way for his team to win. So I know folks expect me right now to talk about Nikola Jokic, the league MVP who just got swept and got kicked out of the game. I might do that more later. Right now I want to focus on Chris. Brandon, Chris Paul's numbers this series don't sound real. 26, 5, and 10 averages. Only 5 total turnovers, with shooting percentages of 62% from the field, 75% from 3, and 100% from the line. That's for a series against a team with the league MVP. So that is perfect point guard play. More steals than turnovers. So to me, the series is most about the guy who should have been league MVP this year, Chris Paul.
100%. Look, there is a strong argument for Joker, right? Like, you're the MVP. Like, how can you be the MVP and get swept? But you're right, Nick. This is all about Chris Paul. What he's done for this organization and every organization he's joined is remarkable. Think about what he's done over his year and the narrative around him. He goes from point guard coming into the league and just dominating to all of a sudden he's the guy that can't win a big one. He's the guy that gets to the playoffs and end up hurting himself. Hell, he almost played into that narrative this year with the shoulder. And then now he is considered the guy to revitalize your organization. You got the Knicks out there. There's rumors that the Knicks, this guy at his age, the Knicks want to offer him a 3-year deal, a big deal. Think about that. So you have to go with CP3. His relationship with Monty Williams started back when he first got in the league. So to see them come together and get this done, you know, in such a quick turnaround says a lot about those two guys. And I really believe what Chris Paul said after the day after he got traded, they were in the gym, him and Booker. I truly believe that set the tone, Wilds.
That's right. That's a good take. And you're trying to bait me into the New York stuff. I'm not going to take it, even though CP3 is a longtime CAA client and Leon Rose, former CAA guy, now runs the Knicks. I am not going to take it. But it would be nice. It would be nice. Okay. So Nick, I'm going to go 10,000 feet and go off the board with my answer and see what you think. Because for a long time, we wanted CP3 to win a title, and now as he gets closer, I think there's an emotional investment from all NBA fans who are pulling for him. No matter who you like in the league, whoever your favorite team is, you're pulling emotionally for Chris Paul. There's another guy, point guard, who is now, however far Chris Paul goes, there's another guy we feel like that about, Dame Lillard. And once Denver got swept, I think Dame Lillard sits back there and be like, you got to be kidding me. We're further away than we thought. We just lost to the team that got swept in the next round. So for me, the biggest loser in the sweep besides Joker was Dame, because I think Dame thought he was this far away when actually he's that far away. I don't know if that makes a move from Dame, but that was the one that came to mind.
I think the Dame stuff is going to be on a simmer all year. I can't see him doing an about face on Portland and loyalty, and I want to build it here in just this short period of time. I think the Dame story is going to be the dominant story of next offseason, because I could see him doing it a year from now if things once again stay where I think they're going to stay in Portland. But on the Suns, about 2 months ago, Brandon, I know Broussard's going to be on the show, when we were talking about the Lakers who were looking wounded and injured, and that ended up being how they finished the season, Brandon, while he had stuck with the Clippers all year, said, guys, the Suns could come out of the West. And not only does it look like they could come out of the West, right now I think it looks like they will come out of the West. And I think it is doing a disservice to the other guys on the team if we only talk about Chris Paul in this regard. For this series, Brandon, as a team, the Suns shot 50, 40, 90. They have now won 7 consecutive playoff games against LeBron James and then Nikola Jokic. And in all 7, they've had a lead greater than 15 points at one point in time. These haven't been close games. They have been winning these games, but running away and hiding. And so it speaks to what Ayton's doing. It speaks to what Booker's doing. It speaks to what Monty Williams has done all year. And, of course, it speaks to the man who should have been MVP this season, Chris Paul.
Yeah, most balanced team, the most complete team, and they're taking advantage of the situation. Like, if the Lakers was fully loaded and AD did what he had to do and he wasn't banged up in LeBron James, then it wouldn't be a conversation. And the same thing with the Clippers. I don't know what's going on with the Clippers, but they have everything they need to get the job done. The Suns coming in this short period of time, bringing together this locker room and getting the job done says a lot about this team. They're taking advantage of this situation. Now, when you look at it, I mean, I don't know if the Sixers have it, if the Nets go down, you know, this could be a clear path for the Suns. I do like the Bucks. I do think that would be an interesting finals, the Bucks versus the Suns. But we'll see what happens because there's so much more ball left to be played, Wilds.
Medals time. Joel Embiid, 27, 9, and 8 in the Sixers Game 3 win on Friday. Didn't make the podium. Who did? Here's Nick Wright with the answer.
Only winners on this weekend's podium. Nikola Jokic had an amazing game, but when you have an amazing game to go down 3-0 and then get kicked out of Game 4, you are not on the podium. I'll tell you who is. Giannis Antetokounmpo, just a nice